Let's start here with the San Francisco 49ers. Let's break down this egregious Brock Purdy extension. If you are an Arizona Cardinals fan, you are jumping with joy today. Well, you're jumping with joy on Friday. There's a few reasons why this Brock Purdy contract is nonsense, but let's start with reason number one, which is why I believe the San Francisco 49ers aren't as thrilled with this signing as well. They drop this Friday afternoon. Every sports show is over. No one can critique it. We call this a Friday news dump for the San Francisco 49ers. They know they lost this negotiation. This is like sometimes when it comes to evaluating sports stories or takes or opinions, there's a lot more that goes into it. There's not that much that goes into this Brock Purdy thing. It is so clearly a disaster, and it's going to end in disaster. And if you're an Arizona Cardinals fan, man, congratulations to you this morning. If sometimes you go get your weekly coffee at your favorite coffee shop on Fridays, end of the week, you're celebrating, we're about to start the weekend, let's get the Friday off to a good start. Let's go get a coffee. Do that today. Because the San Francisco 49ers Super Bowl window has just slammed shut on them. The San Francisco 49ers Super Bowl window has slammed shut on them. Going and giving Brock Purdy $53 million a year, coming off of a last place season where he once again was not healthy, is lunacy. Just absolute lunacy. My first question is, if Brock Purdy goes out in the open market, does he get $53 million a year? Maybe. But I think it'd be worth it to allow him to go test the open market. This is lunacy. And to use the excuse of, well, Tua, Jordan Love, Trevor Lawrence, look at those contracts. Yeah, those are all bad contracts too. Maybe not Jordan Love, because I like Jordan Love, but well, look at Dak Prescott. Look at Tua Tagovailoa. Look at Trevor Lawrence. Those contracts are awful. And using that as an excuse to pay your quarterback stupid money. Who are the teams that paid those quarterbacks? You're going to take advice from the Dolphins, the Cowboys, and the Jaguars? All teams who haven't won a playoff game in God knows when. The Jaguars won one a couple years ago and then immediately lost in the next round because the only team that they beat was the Los Angeles Chargers, who can't get out of their own way. Outside of that, when was their last playoff appearance? 2017? That's your opinion? Your excuse for paying Brock Purdy as much as you paid him, well, other stupid organizations did it. Okay, man, go be them. If you think on the open market Brock Purdy gets this much, that's just a you issue. And for the 49ers fans trying to act like they're thrilled with this, let them. You can't fool me. Continue to tell me how awesome Brock Purdy is. My eyes work. I've watched the games. In big moments, he's not great. Playoffs a couple years ago, ironically, his best game was the Super Bowl, where he still was just fine. He wasn't awesome. He overthrew a couple of big passes late in that game. But in the Green Bay Packers game, wasn't great. Lions game got down big and the Lions shot themselves in the foot. It happens. Keep telling me how great Brock Purdy is. And the conversation now turns to, for the longest time, it was, well, contract included, I'd much rather have Brock Purdy over Kyler Murray. And I'm someone who is seen as a Kyler Murray skeptic. Kyler Murray at $46 million a year, or Brock Purdy at $53 million a year, you are absolutely crazy if you think you should be taking Brock Purdy. Tell me how much of a great player he is. Oh, Super Bowl appearance. But then when I say Jimmy G did that too, it's immediately, well, you didn't watch the games. You don't understand. Jimmy G sucks. Brock Purdy's awesome. I'm like, okay. Okay. You paid Jimmy G. How did that go? Oh, that's right. He ended up getting benched for this guy. 49ers fans didn't realize by defending Brock Purdy, 49ers fans and media didn't realize that when they were defending Brock Purdy, they were putting the knife in their own back. Because all it did was give Brock Purdy all the leverage. You turned a blind eye to Jimmy G getting to the Super Bowl II and losing, just like Brock Purdy did. You turned a blind eye to Jimmy G having a similar season without Christian McCaffrey a couple of years ago and told everyone Brock Purdy was the MVP. You defended this guy so much, crowned him as the next Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow so much. Congratulations, you played yourself. And as an Arizona Cardinals viewer and opinionist, and I cover this team, I couldn't be more thrilled. Brock Purdy getting the contract he did just signs the note, your own death note, of being irrelevant for the next couple of seasons. You didn't give him a contract after he went to the Super Bowl. You gave him a contract after another injury-plagued season, and they were last in the division. So, listen, man, knock yourself out. But at this point, Kyler Murray has become one of the more... Kyler Murray has went from one of the more expensive contracts in the NFL to where Brock Purdy should be and is the 12th highest paid quarterback in the NFL. There is no more argument that Kyler Murray is overpaid. At that point, you're just making up dumb excuses to dislike Kyler. Now, the conversations of can you win a Super Bowl with Kyler? Can you even make the Super Bowl with Kyler? Can you win a playoff game with Kyler? All fair criticisms. But overpaid? Not one of them. And I think it's pretty clear if you stuck Kyler Murray on the San Francisco 49ers 2 years ago, they likely win the Super Bowl. Because one guy is dynamic, is elusive, he's way more accurate than Brock Purdy. It's not close. Better deep ball. It's not close. At this point, without the same weaponry or the coaching stability, I could go on and on and on about this. You can tell me how much you believe in Brock Purdy. Cool, man. No one has to tell me how great Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, or Patrick Mahomes is. I just know because I watch the games. You told me that Jimmy G wasn't actually good. You made it to the Super Bowl on your own accord, except he had a similar season without Christian McCaffrey, and they both lost the Super Bowl. So go ahead, shoo that away. By continuously propping up Brock Purdy, San Francisco media, and fans, you have signed your own death note. Because of you didn't get a discount on him. You got a $53 million price tag a year. You went from a quarterback that was making $750,000 to $53 million a year. That is incredibly punitive to the salary cap. And so at this point, if I'd rather have contract included Brock Purdy or Kyler Murray, it is no longer close. I'd rather have the guy that's more elusive, better accuracy, better deep ball, and isn't so dependent on the offensive line being great because he can get out of trouble. Isn't so dependent on Christian McCaffrey, Brandon Ayuk, or Deebo Samuel taking a screen pass to the house. It's crazy. It's lunacy. And if you're the Arizona Cardinals, today is a great day. A great day. It couldn't be any better. Because you have one less team to worry about from now on. Now it's just a two-headed race post this season. This year, sure, the Niners might win 9 or 10 games. It's an incredibly cakewalk of a schedule. But they'll be listed as fraudulent all year long. Look at their schedule. They don't play like the top 6 quarterbacks in the NFL this year. At least the Cardinals, have Joe Burrow on their schedule. I don't even think the San Francisco 49ers have that. So, if you're the San Francisco 49ers, congratulations, man. There's a reason you put this out on a Friday afternoon when every sports show is over. You wanted to run from the criticism. The criticism is here. And I couldn't wait for it to be here. And let me just read you another stat. Brock Purdy is 14-2 when Samuel, Christian McCaffrey, and Trent Williams all play. He is now 6-6 when one or more of them is missing in a game. Sounds like a guy that's pretty dependent on weapons to me. Kyle Shanahan's awesome. He's not going anywhere. George Kittle's older. Christian McCaffrey has Achilles tendonitis issues. We're not sure if those are going to be solved next year. Their offensive line is absolutely abysmal. I couldn't stop grinning from ear to ear. It's a ridiculous contract. And not only that, he has a no trade clause as well. But sure, use our contract's not bad because it's still less than Dak Prescott, Trevor Lawrence, and Tua Tagovailoa, which not by much, but whatever. Point to those contracts from dumb organizations who haven't done anything in years to justify your dumb contract. It doesn't make it any better. The San Francisco 49ers, you've heard of the term quarterback purgatory. Well, the San Francisco 49ers are in quarterback purgatory. And it's great. If you're a part of the Arizona Cardinals media, if you're a fan, if you're just a viewer afar or a fan of the team, this is great news. Because in 1 year, the Rams are going to be looking for their new quarterback. The San Francisco 49ers will be stuck in quarterback purgatory. And the Seattle Seahawks, no one really believes in Sam Darnold with a defensive head coach and not the same amount of weapons. Great, man. Couldn't be more thrilled. And Kyler Murray at $46 million a year, the 12th highest paid quarterback in terms of annual average salary. $46 million a year compared to $53 million a year. Lunacy. Absolute lunacy. And it's awesome. So if you're an Arizona Cardinals fan, rejoice. And if you're a Niners fan, keep telling us how great he is. Pay him again, please. I wouldn't be acting like this if the Rams paid Matthew Stafford again. That's why I didn't make a video after they did. Because I know how great Matthew Stafford is. It's crazy, man. Absolutely crazy.